Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a really powerful chapter called The Sound of Music. We're going to meet two absolutely amazing musicians whose stories will, I promise, inspire you to chase your own dreams no matter what.
So, before we jump in, let me ask you something. Just think about it for a second. How can you listen to music if you can't actually hear it? Sounds kind of impossible, right? Well, get ready, because the first person we're going to meet did exactly that.
In this chapter, we're getting to know two true musical heroes. First up, we'll meet Evelyn Glennie, a percussionist from Scotland with what you might call a secret superpower. Then, we'll get to know the legendary Ustad Bismillah Khan from India and his absolutely magical instrument, the shehnai.
All right, let's get right into part one with Evelyn Glennie's story. This is the story of a musician who completely changed the way people think about listening to music.
So, who is this incredible person? Well, Evelyn Glennie is a world-famous percussionist. A total rock star who has performed for huge audiences all over the globe. But here's the part that's just mind-blowing. She's profoundly deaf. Her story is just this amazing testament to the idea that if you are determined, nothing can stand in your way.
Just try to put yourself in her shoes. You're a teenager. You've just come from a farm in Scotland to this huge, bustling city, London. You're starting at one of the most prestigious music schools on the planet, but you can't hear. Can you even imagine how nervous she must have been?
Yeah, the perfect word for a situation like that is daunting. It's when a challenge feels so big, so scary, that you're not sure you can handle it. Starting a big new school is daunting for anyone, but for Evelyn, it was on a whole other level.
But just when things seemed toughest, this one special teacher came into her life. His name was Ron Forbes. And while other teachers were discouraging her, he saw something different. He didn't see a disability. He saw her potential. He just knew she was a musician, and he was going to help her prove it.
So how did he do it? Well, his idea was just brilliant. He got two big drums and tuned them to different notes. Then he told Evelyn, don't try to listen with your ears. Try to sense it some other way. And then, all of a sudden, something clicked. She realized she could feel the vibrations of the higher drum in the top part of her body and the lower drum from the waist down. That was the breakthrough moment. She learned how to open her entire body to sound.
And just listen to how she describes it in her own words. Isn't that incredible? For her, music isn't just something you hear. It's this total physical experience. It literally pours through her, tingling in her skin, her cheekbones, even her hair. Wow.
So the big moral of her story is that success is no accident. It comes from pure determination and good old-fashioned hard work. It's about having that never-give-up attitude. The next time you face a really tough challenge, just think about Evelyn. It's a great reminder that you can overcome it too.
Okay, for the second part of our guide, let's switch gears and travel to India. We're going to meet another musical giant, Ustad Bismillah Khan, who is the master of a beautiful instrument called the shehnai. Let's dig in.
Now, to really appreciate Bismillah Khan, you have to understand his instrument. See, the shehnai actually came from an older instrument called the pungi. And the pungi, well, it had this really harsh, shrill sound. In fact, it was so annoying that Emperor Aurangzeb actually banned it from his royal court. Then, the story goes, a barber improved the design and created this new instrument with a soft, melodious sound, and the shehnai was born.
And you can see the difference so clearly right here. On the left, there's the pungi, and on the right, you see the shehnai. It's longer, it's more elegant. It's the perfect visual of how this, kind of unpleasant noisemaker was transformed into an instrument of real beauty.
The shehnai's sound was so beautiful that people started to believe it brought good luck. It was considered, the word we use is auspicious. It just means something that promises good fortune. And because of that, it became a really important part of happy occasions like weddings and ceremonies in temples.
And the man who made the shehnai famous all over the world was the one and only Ustad Bismillah Khan. Music was in his family's blood, but he had this huge dream. He wanted to take the shehnai from those temples and weddings and put it on the biggest classical concert stages in the world.
And what a life he lived. His journey started when he was just 5, earning a giant suite called a ladu for singing in a temple. And it took him all the way to playing for the entire nation, from the historic Red Fort on India's very first Independence Day. His career culminated in receiving the Bharat Ratna, which is the highest honor a civilian in India can get.
And when he received that incredible award, this was his message to the country.
He urged everyone to teach their children music, calling it India's richest tradition. Coming from a man who gave his whole life to his art, that's just so powerful.
So we have these two amazing people, a deaf percussionist from Scotland and a shehnai master from India. They seem like they're from two different worlds, right? But their stories share a really important common lesson. Let's see what ties them together.
Actually, Evelyn Glennie said it best herself. If you work hard and know where you're going, you'll get there. That's it. That's the secret ingredient. Both she and Bismillah Khan had a clear goal, and they poured every ounce of their being into achieving it.
And this really breaks it down perfectly. Look, they both faced a massive obstacle. For Evelyn, it was deafness. For Bismillah Khan, it was the challenge of taking a folk instrument and getting it respected on the classical stage. And the driving force that got them there? It was exactly the same thing, just sheer, unwavering hard work and dedication.
Okay, we've heard these two incredible stories. So now what? What are the big lessons we should be taking away from all this? So here are the key takeaways for your study guide. First, a physical challenge does not have to be a barrier. Second, the real secret to success is hard work combined with a clear goal. Third, music is a universal language that goes beyond all borders. And finally, finding a true passion can give your entire life meaning and purpose.
Both Bismillah Khan and Evelyn Glennie are just such fantastic role models. They show us that when you find something you truly love and just give it everything you've got, you can achieve extraordinary things. Their stories are a reminder to never, ever give up on your dreams.
And that really leads us to one final question for you. Their great passion was music, and it shaped their entire lives. It let them achieve things that most people would have called impossible. So the question to think about as we wrap up is this: what will your passion be?